Hello, hello, and welcome along to episode 17 of Soulforged. Oh, Benny. What the fuck? Right. Today I have playing with me Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing Kai.
I have Alora.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm playing Karina.
I have Jamal.
Hey guys, Jamal here, playing Galfax Stonebreaker.
I have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Luca Wicks, the Drake Warden Ranger, and his companion Vero.
And I have Michaela.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I am playing Winona.
So, last session. We were nearly burnt alive inside a building. If you die inside a building while it's burning, are you burnt alive? Or are you burnt dead? I don't know.
Oh boy.
Either way.
I think most people die of suffocation from the smoke.
I was gonna
first
say,
anyway.
depends.
So you probably burnt dead. Anyway, it didn't happen either way. And after breaking, something must have happened before that. But even so, after that you...
We chased after people who were not the problem.
Ah, yes, we did a lot of that. Wee circles. Then we chased after some mountain soldiers who were paid to dress up as regal... mountain people paid to dress up as regal soldiers. And we found the slightly burnt remnants of a jester's scepter and clothing. And then we went and spied on our leaders and royal highnesses, the princes, Chivalry and Verity, as we sneaky clairvoyanced them and found out that Chivalry thinks his father's betraying them. Oh, it was all happy swings and roundabouts. And at that particularly precise moment, we left off, and so we return right here at the moment that Chivalry says, I think our father is betraying us. And I hand over to you guys.
What?
He said he thinks his father's betraying us and that his food was poisoned.
So
Wait.
they tried to poison Chivalry.
Yes,
Somebody
Alora
did.
made those sound very linked. Those were two separate things that you heard, yes?
Yeah, one after the other.
It's perfectly plausible that his father poisoned him, but probably not directly. It probably wasn't
Can you
the king's
imagine-
hand.
Can you imagine this whole time, this whole campaign, it's just been Karina, Gaslight, and Gazelle?
Oh my god.
The
She-
things she said
mastermind.
she heard from clairvoyance.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
I totally heard
Clairvoyance.
this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I
it
told you.
going backwards, it would make sense to get rid of Chivalry. He is next in line for the throne.
Mm-hmm.
The king would get rid of him.
Yeah, maybe he wants to keep his kingdom.
Well, he did.
Well, he wants regal.
There's a possibility that he wants regal on the throne.
Sure, all of that. Lots of good options.
Sorry.
Well,
I guess the question is, should we just walk in? Because
yeah.
we don't
Attempts
really
were made on
know
our
who
lives too.
to trust and who not to trust, and they seem in the dark too, so let's be in the dark together.
Let's
is
go with the
currently
people
dark.
who seem the least in the know.
So, do we have any idea who exactly it was, or do we just have great suspicion on certain people?
We have very great suspicion.
Touche.
I say we talk to who was it who said father's betraying them?
So Verity and
Chivalry?
Chivalry are talking inside Verity's guard building, and there are guards all the way around the outside,
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
manning it. So if you go in, you will be seen.
oh sure, but I think we should talk to Verity.
Yeah, and he might have had another vision. Maybe that's how they've come to this conclusion.
Ugh, I can't believe this.
We'll have to see. Apparently, Varric sent his man for Chivalry before all of this went down, so...
Send him to save him?
Chivalry sent Burek, his man, to Verity. That way around.
Oh, did he?
Yes. That's why Burek is the one who was sent to rescue you.
Ah, right,
Gotcha.
right. He's still alive, right? Isn't Galthat carrying his
Yeah, he's
unconscious body?
in Galthax
Okay.
arms.
Yeah,
He's
let's
still
present-
unconscious.
Well,
For
conveniently,
1d4
yes.
hours.
Conveniently. He's unconscious until you wake him up.
So when would we like me to wake this fucker up? Because I will slap him awake.
Shall we
Probably
just
wouldn't.
walk in?
Yeah.
Let's just present him to his boss and
Sure,
wake him up then. Yeah.
sure. Let's bring him in.
Okay, so we're waltzing in, Burek on shoulder, into Verity's guard area. The guards sort of stand to attention, but they allow you through.
Of course.
I'll nod to them as I pass, probably
Mhm.
covered in soot and dust and everything.
Yep. What's the plan?
Oh yeah,
Just head
we look
straight
like
to the two of
shit.
them?
Straight to Verity if we can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do so. And Verity sort of looks up and immediately. You
Uh-oh.
don't look like you had a pleasant evening either.
Well, the guy on my shoulders clearly had a worse evening than we have.
I see he made it to you. And you made it out. Good.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks
He
for that.
Turns to Sharam, the red dragonborn. Would you kindly see to some food and drink for Saul? I think, I would say it's going to be a late night, but I'm not sure that this is a time at which one can say that.
Well,
It's going to be an early morning, I guess.
sure. I'd appreciate some water
And
to clear the throat, you know.
see to him, please. And he sort of nods towards Burek. He gestures for you
I'll
to
set him
place
down
on
and
a...
gently slap him awake.
Well, no, please don't slap him. Just put him on his bed.
Not slap, but just like gently tapping the cheek, just bringing him back to consciousness.
Does
as
absolutely
it is.
nothing. Yeah. You think he will need a little more than that. But anyway, you can put him down on the bed,
Yeah.
and Sharon will see to him. As he sits you round. Yeah. Did you catch sight of anyone who was involved?
Some mountain men dressed up in armor that didn't belong to them.
That doesn't sound right. You think they set the fires?
Oh no, they were intended to look like they set the fires.
I see.
They were dressed as, was it Regal's men? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
They were.
Seems kind of obvious, right? To point suspicion at him.
My younger brother has his faults, but I'm not sure he would be so foolish to try and kill you all off. For what? Does he
Oh
achieve
no,
with
I don't
that?
think so either.
I can certainly say he doesn't like us, but that would
I
be a
don't think he
bold,
views us
bold,
as a
bold
threat,
move.
so
Exactly. I think he'd be a little more subtle also. Not to compliment him.
Probably something involving a poison offering, if I had to hazard a guess.
All the people so far that you have met in this campaign, Regal is one of the few that hasn't tried to poison you yet.
Yeah, so far. so
Yet.
far. Yet.
The day is young.
The night is young indeed.
That being said,
Uh,
Chivalry sort of looks to Verity, and shouldn't we invite Regal here? And Verity sort of looks a little awkward. Hi.
hmm.
I'm not sure that would be particularly pleasant right now.
I'm sorry. Did you two also have attempts on your life just now? Am I understanding that correctly?
No, not I, Verity says. I seem to have been left
okay.
well alone.
So it's just chivalry.
Aye, my food was poisoned, but...
Oh.
It was prevented, luckily.
We also found his men dead, right? Outside his tent?
yeah, there were great signs of struggle around his tent, at least.
Yeah, not so much tent. He was in a public building.
Home.
Yes, there were 2 men stabbed within. Do you tell him this?
Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah.
I was asking what happened there.
Next to you. That is troubling. I sent 2 men back to retrieve the food.
Oh.
They didn't get it.
No, it is very sad. Still, they knew the risks.
Well,
They were good men. I don't suppose you would retrieve their bodies.
oh. Sure. I actually wanted to go back and see if that food was gone or what.
I agree with Winona. I'm too a bit hungry.
Probably best not to eat the food that was poisoned.
Wait a
Right.
minute.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think Kai can do something about that.
Yes. Well, if you are returning, please do be careful. There's obviously trouble in the streets tonight, and somebody wants you dead. Though I hardly think they'll be brave enough to confront you face to face.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, what do you have any idea who could be behind this? And then I'm being a little coy right now, saying if they're gonna tell us what he just said, you know.
Verity sort of... No, I don't think... Chivalry sort of cuts across him. We suspect that my father has been playing us all for fools.
Oh, Chivalry said it outright. Love that.
You have been told he's a man who does not lie well and chooses not to most of the time.
That's good.
Why would your father want this?
I do not say that my father attempted to poison me this evening, but I do think he is playing a long game, and perhaps we are but pawns in that game. Rorisk died by my father's hand, or at least by his machinations. So I am led to believe.
Oh.
Where has this information come from?
The bottles of Soundsedge brandy that were given to Rorisk by me. They were supplied to me by my father.
Oh.
Oh.
Secondarily to that, I discovered a rat in our walls. There was a man who was spying on us. When questioned rather brusquely by one of my men, it was revealed to be one of my father's men. Thirdly, discretion has disappeared at the time at which we need him most, and he is loyal to my father beyond anyone else.
When you said that this man, after being spoken to by your man, what did they do to get that information out of him?
One of my men has some tricks, ways of seeing what is in a man's mind when he speaks to them.
Ah, okay. I see.
Yeah, you did.
So,
Would you like to say it out loud, Michaela, for the benefit of everyone?
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt, but yes, we gave discretion that cloak that lets him disguise himself, literally
will.
fully disguised as at will, and oh, we should have burned it.
I genuinely at first thought you were going to say, oh, we should have burned him. I mean,
Oh,
that's at least...
okay, so yeah, discretion has up and vanished. Could be anywhere. There's poisoners about. What do we do in this case if what you say is true and your father is scheming against you?
We can do nothing from here. We must navigate the pathways in front of us and then confront him when we return.
Okay.
Don't think we can do anything from here, do you?
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen going forward with the Mountain Kingdom and how we should interact with these folk. With Regal, enemies, and then discretion. Enemies could be anywhere, you know.
I
Do
would
we
very
just turn
much
around
like
and
to
go
know
back?
who set our barn on fire.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm sure
Not to
you
mention
would.
who has killed Chivalry's men.
He sort of thinks for a moment and doesn't really say anything. I don't know. Does it matter?
But are you asking? Does it matter?
Yes, I think so,
who burnt
actually.
the pen? Is that what he's asking?
That is what he's asking. Does it matter who set fire to the building?
Well, a little bit.
Yes.
It'd be nice to know.
It would. It would be very nice to know, but does it matter? They did not succeed. You are alive.
Oh well, if
I
that's
would
the
say-
case, then I guess we just go home.
I would say it matters because it would be incredibly useful, to say the least, not to trust.
Well, that's quite
Somebody
simple.
tried to
Nobody.
burn us while we slept. They attempted
Well,
to
yes.
poison your food, and they killed your men, and you just don't care
No.
who it was.
I did not in the slightest bit say I did not care. I'm saying, does it matter right now? They did not succeed. Must be on our guard against everybody.
No, to
Well,
be fair,
we
you
can't
raised-
do that.
you raised an excellent point.
Does he?
He does.
We cannot
can't
defend
just
against
be on our
shadows in the
guard.
night.
But we can't just go around with our backs to every wall. By your logic, you could have been the one.
Okay. I think I had my logic backwards on this. It isn't about who we shouldn't trust. It's about the few people we should.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Yep.
Ooh,
There's lots of that going around. There's not really. There's some bits, I guess. Verity and Chivalry swords are both magic.
Cool.
Sharim
As long as neither one of them is secretly discretion, that's basically what I'm
doesn't look that way.
trying to suss out.
Well, I'm not
But-
sure Detect Magic would actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say the cloak kind of
The cloak would be.
disguised through that stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite.
Ah,
it's like living
shit.
skin, isn't it?
Ugh.
Yeah,
That
there is
bastard
plenty of
thing.
magic in the room. Most of it on Sharon, weirdly enough. The dragon.
Whoa. What's he got?
Yeah, he seems to have a series of vials at his belt. And
Sus.
what looks like a strange needle of some sort. The teapot he carries is magical. He has 2 magical daggers at his back. And he has a thin magical sword that you notice is actually within the lining of his long-sleeved cuff, if you like.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's also carrying what appears to be a magical beaker of some sort that is sort of tucked away in a pocket. Yeah,
Intriguing.
there's a few other magical bits strewn around the tent, but nothing that really catches your eye. We keep calling it a tent. We're still not in a tent. I don't know who said tent originally, but it's properly confused me since.
Abode.
Yes.
A proper abode.
The structure.
Yes, you're in like a public house, an inn.
Okay.
That's been given up to their to them.
Is the king sacrifice up and at what is he?
No, he's
Should
probably
we-
asleep at this point. This time.
I mean, there's a fire in his little town.
It's been put out.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to?
To be honest, it wouldn't
discuss
seem
this
like the
with
sort
you?
of thing he'd be bothered by, right? It's just a small
Well, I mean, it's a
fire
small
in
town,
building.
so I mean, he would, but you know.
But no, it was like more that it was a very intentional fire set. You know
yeah, it was
that.
definitely awesome as far as you're concerned.
I mean, this is a king who is all right brushing his son's murder on the rug. I doubt a few
Do not
fires here and
doubt.
there.
King Aod. He will take the matter of his son's death most seriously, but I think he will
And to
do
be
so
fair,
in a way that we do not understand.
he'll hear
If
about
you
what's
say so.
happened in the morning. Legs. I wouldn't see any reason for anyone to rush to wake him up over this.
Okay.
So, we don't trust anyone, but we do trust the Mountain King. Is that what we're
Chivalry
saying?
nods and says, I do.
Oh.
Even though you just said we shouldn't trust anyone. I just want to get my ducks in a row.
Right now, I'm not sure how many ducks we have, let alone putting them in a row.
I am inclined to trust the man in that the mountain people don't operate in this way.
Oh no, here we go again.
But
Lord.
I look at Luca and I, with my eyes, try to convey, just let it go.
You could say it in Draconic. They won't know.
Oh, good idea. I do
yeah.
say that in Draconic.
But yeah, I mean, he will sort of go on to explain that he doesn't think that the Mountain Kingdom people would act in this manner. You know, they don't do shady, weird stuff. They do, like, they just walk up to you and stab you with a sword.
Right, okay.
Right, you know, they're like direct and honest people. Like,
Yeah.
Um,
Well, in that case, if this is totally out of their character, then
that's
Yeah, I
his
guess we have
reason
someone
for
we can
protecting
trust.
the Mountain King.
I'm gonna start pacing back and forwards, and as I do, I'm just gonna wildly gesture like, you know, some would say this is an awful things happening, poisonings, murders, tent fires,
Luca.
but this is what the bards will sing about in years to come. How the glorious
Luca.
5 triumphed over evil and brought the world to peace again.
Luca, we are fine, okay?
We're not fine. Do you know
Okay.
why? We have nothing to wear to this wedding.
I was just
Oh,
about to
that's
ask,
true!
are you going through
Oh,
with the
no,
wedding
you raise a good
still?
point.
You have wedding clothing.
Verity.
We did have this discussion before.
Oh, we definitely bought wedding clothes in our few days off.
Yeah.
We got them tailored.
Verity sort of hesitates for a moment. I think the wedding is exactly what they're trying to avert with these deeds.
Oh, really?
For that reason, I'm thinking that it is an excellent idea to go ahead with it. They will not expect that at all. Besides,
Why would
we
they
traveled
want-
a long way.
Why would they
What
want the
else do
wedding
they
not to
achieve
happen?
with these actions?
Hmm.
I'm gonna whisper to Winona in Draconic. This wedding feels like a red herring.
I'm gonna say.
I just tilt my head trying to figure out why they're talking about fish.
That's the word Karina picks up.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Nice.
say, I have been dying to get to this wedding for what feels like years now. So, what? Wait, hold on. But why would they want to stop the wedding? Wouldn't it be advantageous for your father if this is his doing? For you to go through with this wedding?
Depends what my father wanted. If all he wanted was the wood for the ships, well, we have it.
Oh, that's true.
If what
We
he
can't really
wanted-
know his motives.
if what he wanted was a secure bond with the Mountain Kingdom, he had it without the wedding. We had brokered peace prior to the wedding. I don't know what my father wants. But he sent me here to marry a woman. That's what I intend to do.
Winona's trying not to look excited because it's a very grim moment. Oh, okay, well, should we go back and check out that crime scene at least real quick? Get those bodies.
Where would you like your men?
Chivalry sort of hesitates and bring them here. I'll see to them myself. He looks to Verity and, do you mind if we... Verity just sort of shrugs and, make yourself at home. Some of us are getting married in 5 hours. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Good idea.
At this point, he sort of leans over to Sharon, who, by the way, has put tea and food on the table. If you wish to partake in it, you may.
Oh, absolutely chug some tea
Nope.
right now. Holy shit, my
Good.
throat is probably parched from the
Galvac
smoke and
dies.
smog.
No, it is
Galvac.
absolutely fine. In fact, you will have advantage on perception checks for the next hour.
Oh,
If you drink the tea,
Fantastic.
if you eat the food, you may restore your health by up to 2 hit die if you are missing any.
Yeah, sure, I'll eat as well. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not? I didn't die to the tea. Probably be okay with the chicken.
Yeah.
after
Oh, I'm
Galvac
absolutely
doesn't
full HP now.
die,
Cool.
I'll get some tea.
Nice roll.
I also
This
resist
little
poisoning.
noise in the music sounds like a phone alarm. It's very annoying. It's like,
Yeah, weird.
I keep thinking there's a phone alarm going on somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to check in with that guy in the corner who we set down. How's he doing?
Sharam has been
Yeah,
over and
how's
seen to
Brooklyn?
him, and he'll tell you that he's suffered smoke damage to the lungs, burns to his forearms, and severe bruise to the back of his head. It's best we let him rest if he is to attend the wedding.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost remarkable if he'd be in the right condition to attend the wedding after the ordeal he's been through.
He's been given a healing draft.
He'll be okay then. But, yeah, I'll bother him no more. Let's just make sure he's okay.
So you're headed back to Chivalry's area.
Cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
investigate what the hell someone tried to do to us.
I'll redo detect magic as we approach.
Yeah, you do so. There is no signs of actual magic, though you do see the residual signs of a little bit of magic. But what you'll notice more than anything is that everything is neat, tidy, clear.
For a fire?
You haven't gone back to the area where the fire was.
Oh,
You've gone
sorry.
back to the area where the where Chivalry was staying.
Oh,
And
right.
there is
My
no
bad.
sign of any blood on the ground or anything like that from where the stabbings happened.
And
Are
the
the
men are gone.
bodies?
No sign of the bodies.
Oh shit.
No sign of any trouble at all. There is a slight residual sign of transmutation magic, but it's very weak magic.
Did someone just clean this up while we were over there?
Seems possible.
Oh, energy.
So just for context, where you've gone in is like a sort of a tavern, but like one of the Mountain King taverns. So there are long tables that have been sort of pushed. Like one middle section has been pushed to the wall, and then the other long tables are like they've got stone bases, so they're just like all the way along the building. There's a big stone slab bar, and it's this little central area by the tables where the men that you saw were stabbed. There is a door to a kitchen, the back right, behind the bar, and there are stairs leading upstairs. It's a 2-story building. It is a solid building. It is made of stone.
Oh damn. So there's nothing. No sign of the meal he was eating in here.
No, there doesn't seem to be a sign of any food at all. Although obviously you're only looking at the tables right now. You could potentially look at where it was prepared, or go up to his rooms, or
Yeah.
anything else. It's up to you. What's the plan?
Well, it seems like this place has been cleaned up pretty thoroughly, but doesn't hurt to check. I would want to look at the kitchen also. Is this like a place someone works?
So normally it would be a public house or inn. It's sort of shared work, the public house. It's not really it's not one person's business as much as it is, a group place to gather.
Okay.
There's no proprietor as such. But you know that the whole inn was given over to Chivalry and his men. So nobody would have been present from the Mountain Kingdom. Kitchens, did you say?
Yeah.
You head into the kitchen. You do see signs of a meal that was prepared. Nobody's sort of got rid of the potato peelings. There's a couple of pots that are waiting to be washed. It probably is the meal that Chivalry ate.
Ooh, check out those pots.
Okay. What would you be doing to try and find out if they're poisoned?
I was gonna say, not that I have any way to detect any kind of poisons. Hang on, let me think.
I like the ritual cast detect poison and disease.
Sick.
Oh,
Thought you might have that.
Hi.
Yeah. Can you ping that into the VTT for me?
Clutch.
Because I just want to see poisons within 30
Ooh,
feet.
within 30 feet.
Okay, cool. The pots are clear. That I'll tell you for free. As soon as you look at the pots, nothing. There is, however, a little bit of residue on what at first looks to be a rack. Upon closer inspection, it's a draining rack for plates. It looks like whoever cleaned the plates cleaned them here, dried them here. And you're seeing, like, in a little bit of water, a little bit of residue of a meal with a tiny bit of sort of tiny faint trace of poison in it. There is also poisons within 30 feet of you can penetrate most barriers. Yeah, cool. There is poison in a thin glass bottle, which is just inside a wooden cupboard.
Oh.
It is not a bottle of poison. When you open it up, it appears to be a bottle of some sort of cooking oil that has been treated with poison.
Okay. What kind?
So, the sort of... Sorry, I'm going to explain I know you mean what kind of poison, but I'm going to explain the type of oil first. This isn't an oil that you would cook with. It is an oil that would be added to food post-cooking, like an olive oil that you drizzle in like a salad or whatever. So it's like a seasoning, if you like, or a... What do you really call it? Dressing. That's what it is. It's a dressing. Fantastic. So it could be added to only one plate is the point, right? You wouldn't have to cook the whole food with it. That's where I'm getting at. In terms of the poison, let's see. Go ahead and give me... Do you have alchemy on this character? You don't, do you?
No.
No, go ahead and give me a medicine check, I think.
Medicine. I'm good with medicine.
Well, that's good.
So great. 14.
Yeah, it's not something you've seen before. I mean, it does a kind of poison or poisonous creature. Yeah. I'll give it to you that it is snake poison. That's as close as I can give you.
Pull out this dead snake I'm carrying.
How rotted is that corpse?
No, you've seen that. You've seen that recipe and that type of snake and that type of poison. That was if you remember, a poison that would put you to sleep close to death. This is not. This is like an adder venom that is just deadly.
Okay.
So what's that doing now?
So they were definitely trying to kill.
Jamal, what do you mean by what's that doing there? I mean, I would assume it's there because they were using it to poison Chivalry's food.
Yeah, I mean...
He's just like, you know how detectives just mumble things sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just
what's that
making
doing
an
there?
observation.
It is
I think
places of
he's like
poo.
I think he's like the Dora the Explorer of D&D world. He's like, can you see the poison?
Oh, that's harsh. I mean, we know it's poison. We know, but like, I mean,
How
the
did it
question
get
is
there?
who the
Probably
fuck
the
put it there
question
and
that you
how?
meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just left it here, so they, I guess, you know, don't care if someone else poisons their salad with this dressing. Okay. Hey, maybe that, or what was her name? Maybe don't tell me. Jonqui would know what kind of poison this is or where to get some of it. But again, I don't know if we want to involve the mountain people.
Well, I mean, you could potentially
Given-
identify it at a later date,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah.
Given that we don't truly know who tried to kill us, and we were in the room when the prince was poisoned, and Chivalry is the one who gifted the poison, and he was also attempted to be poisoned, maybe we shouldn't completely trust the mountain people at this point as well.
No. I just... okay, well, we should take that bottle as evidence for sure.
Okay. What did you say?
Well, wait, who would have been making the food for Chivalry?
So the person who detected the poison was the chef.
Okay, so
I think Chivalry would have told you this because he said like it was noticed before it got served. Basically, the chef has detect poison and disease. Very useful thing for a chef to have. And he sort of, whenever he feeds Chivalry, he's quite careful. He checks, and he detected the poison on the plate after he cooked it before it was served.
yeah, I was gonna say, who could have had access to the food, you know, and that
You would assume if he was standing in the kitchen where Kai is right now, where he cooked the food, and he cast detect poison and disease, he should have found the poison. Make of that what you will.
Gee. Ugh, I don't know what to make of that.
Unless he was the one who poisoned.
But then why would he have told
And
Chivalry,
revealed
by
it?
the way, it's poison?
To throw us off.
To get the wedding cancelled?
He had
And
second
leave the
thoughts.
poison behind.
I never said he was a good killer.
That is something, though. Maybe it was just supposed to be a poison scare, and they really do want to stop this wedding. Okay. I feel like we should talk to the chef at some point.
Should probably also finish a night's sleep.
That is also... Where should we go to bed? And... There was no one, like, out around this building, was there? Outside?
Outside? No. Obviously, you don't know if there's
Okay.
anybody inside. I haven't been upstairs yet.
Yeah, we can look around real quick. I was hoping someone might have seen who cleaned up in here or whatever, but, yeah, let's finish looking this building.
As you head upstairs, Luca, you hear the sound of somebody moving upstairs.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if this will work though. Are we up? We're not downstairs, right?
Yes, if you heard somebody upstairs and you
Yeah.
were upstairs, you'd be hearing yourself.
Okay, then I'll try. Can I try and sneak upstairs, but not actually go into like any rooms or anything?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly what it's gonna look like upstairs, but you can head up the stairs and see where you are then.
Yeah. Do I need to make a stealth check?
Yeah, you can make a stealth check.
Yeah.
I was just confirming that that's what you wanted to do first, like go up there.
Yeah, that's a 17.
Maybe you should have sent one on. That's where I'm at. It's decent. It's decent. You sneak on up there. You find yourself in a central chamber with a long corridor out to the right and left. There are about 12 rooms up here.
I would
It's an
like
inn.
to. I would like. I would like to.
Okay, got it.
They've only got one bedroom. Sorry. Go on, Luca. Sorry.
I would like to kneel down and place my fingertips on the ground. As I close my eyes, I would like to cast Tremor Sense to pinpoint where the person is.
Down the hall
What
to the
is
left.
that?
Ooh. Then I will draw my bow and head down the hall to the left.
Okay.
Wait, Luca, where'd you go? No, I
I'm
messaged
assuming
that.
you're sneaking, right? You're sneaking there, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you approach the room in which you felt the vibrations, you see a shadow sort of a person as they jump to the window and out.
Do I get like any discerning features?
The back of their cloak.
What does it look like?
The back
Oops.
of a cloak.
Oh, there's no discerning features, right? Just that they're wearing a cloak. Then I'll run to the window and look out to see if I can see anything else.
As you run to the window and look out, you see a man vanish halfway to the ground.
Say.
Invisible.
Oh, man.
Gone.
Invisible.
You also, with
Fine.
your sharp hearing, do not hear him touch the ground.
Ooh, so he must have teleported then, perhaps.
You have to cast spells while jumping out of windows. I will give you that.
What?
It is difficult, however, to cast spells while jumping out of windows.
But not
and
impossible.
you didn't hear him uttering any words. I will tell
He
you
might
that.
be a sorcerer. He might
He might-
do it
Yeah,
without
there are
verbal
plenty of
component.
ways in which he could have done it with casting a spell. I'm just saying to you, like, normally when you see people doing magic, there is a sign. It is either, a bit of light, a somatic component, a bit of words, like an uttering something. He was like mid-jump and then gone.
Sure. I mean, the hill peoples trade for acorns, so who knows what people can really do in these places.
What?
What?
What did that mean?
Nothing. Absolutely
Why?
nothing. Anyway, Josh, do continue.
What the fuck did you just say?
Hill people trade for
Shame.
acorns. Who knows what these people can do? That's what he said.
Wow.
Okay, Luca, you...
So, hang on.
Hold on. Luca, once you hear him go out and see him go out,
Yep.
you listen carefully, but there are no signs of anyone else up here as far as you can tell.
Okay.
I don't know how long Tremor Sense lasts, but nobody is vibrating either.
I don't know, to be honest. An hour.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think, yeah, an hour. But I think I have to stay at that point.
No. It gives
I
you
think.
Tremor Sense for an hour.
Oh. Okay, then Fez. Yeah, then I guess. Oh, I'll go into the. Well, I'm already in the room. I guess I'll look around to see what they were. If they were looking for something,
Okay.
or if they,
You seem to be in Chivalry's room.
Ooh.
There are boots, a spare pair of boots, a spare cloak, some fine clothes. Everything's quite neatly put away. Nothing appears to be left out, or nothing appears particularly out of place. Will you sort of look through the things and see what's left, or what might be missing? Or...
Well, does the cloak look like the same cloak that the person was wearing that jumped out the window? What are you confused about?
I mean,
You
the
just
guy
said
who
there's
jumped out the
spare-
window, right, just happened to be wearing like a sort of billowing, like dark brown cloak, like.
Sure.
You've got to remember, in these days, a cloak is like a coat, basically, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wears coats when they go out. No, they're not identical. This is like this is much more sort of finery. It wouldn't be a sort of like go out in the winter cold cloak. It's much more a sort of ornamental sort of thing. So no, they're not the same.
Sure. Then I will close the door. If I could close the window, I'll close the window, and I'll
You
start
can close the
rummaging
shutters.
through.
There's no
Sure,
glass.
I'll close the shutters, and I'll start rummaging through the prince's stuff. But I will try and pay close attention to the tremor sense in case anyone else comes up, so I can quickly act nonchalant.
Yeah, I think give it a few minutes, and you'll hear your party coming up. Because
Sure.
yeah, but apart from that,
Then I'll try and search as quickly as I can
Give me
in
an
a few
investigation
minutes.
check.
Okay. That's a 15.
15. Yeah, you don't notice much of anything really. There's a few things that look like they may have been placed back a bit hastily. Those include a pair of leather riding gloves, a dark green pair of breeches, and what appears to be 2 spare buttons for a shirt. They're sort of in a little pile together. It looks like maybe they were put down a little quickly. They weren't quite as neatly folded as everything else.
Ooh, I would like to pocket the buttons.
Okay.
And then I will head back down to the party,
Okay.
and I will let them know that I just spied with my eye a guy exiting Chivalry's room in a billowing, nonchalant winter brown cloak, and they
Well,
disappeared in a puff of wind before he even touched the ground.
Oh,
So you spied for your little while. Sorry.
a guy.
Sorry, person.
Yeah, sorry.
Non-gendered person.
It was definitely a male.
Okay,
We've got
male.
enough of them that they sort of. Well, I mean, in the way the hair was, you sort of the shape of the body. You don't think it was a female.
Okay. If it was a female, she was butch. Karina, you were saying?
He jumped out the window how long ago?
A few moments ago.
Approximately
A minute,
3 minutes.
perhaps. 3 minutes, if one was counting.
And you didn't call for okay. I'll go look out the window.
Karina, it all happened so
Ooh.
fast.
Karina, you see a person reappear in mid-air, fall to the ground, and run towards a bush.
Oh! I cast. I think I have it prepared. I'm checking. What level is it? Yeah, whole person.
Ooh.
I
No, not the button I was looking for. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Ooh,
Sorry,
the
the music
sneaky
vanished.
spellcaster.
Ooh.
Oh, no, this is
Chase
like a
music.
chase scene.
Oh,
What's that?
Is a 15.
no.
You're held. You're held.
Oh.
They
Wait,
go to-
Karina, did you catch someone?
They go to. Well, none of you know anything about this apart from
Mhm,
Karina, who went
mhm,
upstairs to look
mhm.
out the window. And you see a person in a cloak, sort of frozen in motion, trying to go out. Karina, can you ping whole person for me? Do they get to remake the save every 6 seconds?
Yeah, they do at the end of their turn. Yeah.
Ooh. You could just.
What are you doing as soon as you
Ooh,
see them
actually.
frozen? Because I'm assuming that
Um,
a 17 will save. So
No.
No? What? Your DC is 18?
18.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I need a
Damn.
con save on my next turn, and I will alert the party to what's happening.
Oh.
so on being alerted, I would like to immediately charge towards Karina. As quickly as I can. I'm hoping I can get there in like 6 seconds.
Are you gonna jump out the window, Gaff? Then?
Oh yes.
I was
my
gonna do that
God.
too.
I was going to jump
Incoming
out the window
earthquake.
and jump on this guy.
The con save's a fail. That's a
Same.
15. But that lasts no longer than whole person does.
Yeah, but they don't get extra saves.
Yeah, but it's until the end of your next turn, right? It's 6 seconds.
Fudge. Yeah.
I will be flexible in that I give you enough time, like 30 seconds. Your party sort of appear behind you guys. You've got like a moment to act.
I would like to summon Vero outside. I mean, I think he would be outside anyways.
Sure.
So I would like him to like obviously swoop down and kind of put his body around said being and kind of growl
Okay.
at him to try and intimidate him from not trying to escape again.
I'm gonna place my hand on Galithak, and we're going to just appear right next to him.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wowzers.
Thank you.
Cool. What's the plan?
I ran and jumped out the window.
Okay. So you all surround him, apart from Karina, who's watching from the window.
Yep.
And Luca,
And
who
I'm
is
making
also watching
absolutely
from the window?
sure.
Yes, but I would have like taken
Vero
my bow and
swooping
arrow out. Yeah.
And I would like to absolutely make sure I've got my knee on this guy as well, so there is no way in hell this guy is going anywhere with my weight on him.
Okay.
Ooh.
As you turn him over, you see him sort of break free very momentarily, and he sort of whacks his head back and slams it forward into the ground.
Okay.
Just once.
Stop him.
And
I
then
think
he
he's trying to
starts
kill
to sort of
himself.
tremble violently.
Is he wearing
Hi,
a bracelet?
you are next to him, and with your medicine check, you are more than aware that he seems to be having a fit.
Oh.
Wait, did you bang his head?
No,
fit?
he banged like his face forwards into the ground. He's
No.
having a fit. He's like shaking really violently, trembling.
Like a seizure?
Seizure, yes, sure, sorry.
Oh no, we
yeah.
panicked him.
Malcolm would. And you begin to see him froth at the mouth. The froth is at first white, but then thick black.
Ew.
Is it considered a disease?
No, it looks like it's a poison.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah.
poison still works. I got an ointment for that.
Got an ointment for that. Yeah, what's it gonna do? Remove the poison condition?
Ceases to be poisoned.
Yeah. I think that we're past. I will let you keep whatever that is. But you are long past the point of sort of the poison ish, because it's poisoned condition, poisoned, right, as opposed to dying. Which is what he appears to be doing.
Well, he escapes at the end of his turn, right? So that means I could have tried the stasis again after he was freed.
Oh, it's at the end of his turn?
Yeah, for the hold person, it's the end of his turn, but the momentary stasis is the end of my next turn, which means I would have a time.
Okay. I mean, I
To
think
get
he's
in
going to
there.
get a bite off. Like, that's what he's done, right? He's bit something in his mouth and slammed
Okay.
his face down.
Gross.
Kai, you give me a medicine check, see whether you're able to prevent him from actually dying.
19.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You think that if you counteract him quickly, you might be able to sort of prevent him from going all the way, if you like. He might fall into a coma, but he can be welcomed
Oh,
through
dear.
that. I will say that none of you recognize this person.
What if we pull his mask off Scooby-Doo style?
Is he wearing a
He's wearing
Scooby-Doo
mask.
mask?
He just had his cloak up. I'm assuming in the struggle it's already fallen down. He has sort of long brown hair pulled back in a warrior tail behind his back. Fairly nondescript face. He definitely looks like he's Arvenian. Arvenian? I haven't decided that.
What does he have any like scrolls, books, weapons, potions?
Yeah, so once you've sort of got him rescued, right?
Yeah.
You've prevented him from dying. He's a little purple in the face. Excuse me. On him is a small black vial that is empty, although it appears to contain traces of a liquid. And a rod. A small silver metal rod that you recognize is very similar to the one that you saw Galen holding. That is Kaluka, I think you saw him holding that rod, right?
Yes,
For sure.
definitely.
He was holding a rod and he
I-
didn't
I-
press it, if you remember.
Oh, right,
Karina will
right.
remember because she was clairvoyancing but didn't see it. And then later saw him holding it when he turned around, right? But yeah, you will recognize it as the one that Galen was holding.
Son of a bitch.
And presumably the vial
Other than that,
with
he
the
has a
black
couple of
stuff.
daggers. He has. Ooh. I suppose if you search him well enough, give me an investigation check. Kai and Big Man.
Yeah, sure.
Galthak. Give me an investigation check.
Sure.
We'll have moved in at this point.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's a 19.
Cool. Yeah. Galthak, you see a very strange tattoo
Amazing.
on his upper arm. And if you
I
point
do
it
not
out to
recognize
Winona
this.
or Karina, they will identify it as a spell-wrought tattoo. A little bit like the ones you've got, but it's a sort of 1 or 2 times used. It is burnt out,
Ooh.
but it contained prestidigitation.
OMG. I
Connecting
knew
the
he was
dots with the transmutation
cleaning
magic
up.
that you recently saw, he is definitely the cleaner as such. With that
Wowzers.
19, you will also find an empty paper packet. Winona, you've seen poisons, like poison powders in those sort of... It's like a twist of paper used to poisonous powder, like contact poisons. It has like a couple of tiny bits left, but you don't really know what it is. So, empty bottle of poison, empty paper of poison, prestidigitation tattoo burnt out, and a strange silver rod.
We need to get this guy back inside.
Can I
I
take
need
a
to
look
make
at
sure
the
the
silver
royals know.
rod?
Yeah, you've never seen a device like this, but you think you might be able to identify it. It'll take you a minute, but you can do that in a matter of round. If you're willing to cast a spell slot, or you can spend 10, 11 minutes, whatever it is.
I will use the 10 minutes once we actually have him secured and...
Yeah. Okay. So what's the plan? Are you tying him up in this place where you are now, or are you taking him back to Verity's place? Where Verity and Chivalry, hopefully at this point, are asleep. Or Chivalry won't be. He's waiting for his bed. But Verity.
I would say take him back to the Royals, because they would like to know that this person was caught snooping around, and exactly where they were caught snooping around, and with what.
Tie him and gag him.
Yep. You do all of the above. Sharon will also offer to keep him alive if you get there.
Fantastic, yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
Sharon will begin administering to him some sort of antitoxin antidotes. Those sorts of things. Just general ones. He's not sure exactly what he's looking for. I mean, Kai's already removed the poison as such, so he's just sort of doing him a general physic, if you like.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have some fun questioning this guy.
Yep. But Karina, in that time, you're able to identify a rod of security.
What?
Bear with me a second. I will ping it at you guys when it loads.
Boy.
So while holding this item, you can use an action to activate, and it instantly transports you and up to 199 other willing creatures into a paradise that exists in an extra planar space. You choose the form it takes.
It's this rod.
So this is where he disappeared to and then reappeared from, right? And what's clever about this, right, is he could have poisoned the food and then just vanished in the kitchen. Gone off for a couple of days, you know? But he reappeared to tidy up.
Oh my gosh.
I never got to use it in Drathor. I'm excited to see
You
it
had one in
again.
Drathor? Cool.
I had one in Drathor.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Doesn't it sound to you guys like a good place for a wedding?
Oh my god, a destination wedding? Yes!
Okay. It's currently 5:30 in the morning. Chivalry will be very sad that his men have disappeared to wherever they've disappeared to. But he will suggest you get a little bit of rest because Verity is determined that the wedding will proceed.
Oh, goodness.
Could we
how?
just make camp
Yeah, so I was gonna say.
outside? In
How
the
long
tent.
till the wedding?
In the hut. Excuse me, not tent. Not everything is a tent.
So we have time to go to bed before then.
Okay, we've got a few hours. The wedding will take place about 12 p.m. It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning.
This guy's tied up. We're just gonna go to bed. He's being watched. He's being watched.
Mm-hmm. You get the impression Sharon doesn't get much sleep, ever.
Wow. Sure. Let's do that. Job well done, everybody. Catching this, the perp.
However, 5 hours, I think, really? Does anybody get a long rest in 5 hours?
The continuation of our other rest.
I have to agree with that.
Nope.
To be fair,
This will be a short rest.
Gelthak can go probably without proper rest, so I'd rather take a very short rest and make sure everyone's okay for the night.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to keep watch, right? And Galthak will do the majority of that. Yeah. You can
I don't mind taking the lump on exhaustion if need be. It's,
there's no exhaustion
pain.
required, as Karina says. You will have got your 8 hours over the course of a night. You just wouldn't have had the solid spell required to regain resources such as spell slots.
That's fair. Sure.
Ooh, I would like to do something I've never done before.
Oh.
I would like to use. No. I would like to. I'd like to cast. Not cast, but use Tireless as an action. You can give yourself 1d8 plus 5 temporary hit points.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you'll
What
use
is
that
that, a
after your
feature?
short rest, yeah?
Yes. 1d8 plus 5. Yay. 6. Love that for me.
I'll do something I've never done before, and I'll use Arcane Recovery. Yay!
Wow.
Yeah, these are the short rest mechanics that we don't get to use very often.
Ooh,
But-
Song of Rest.
Nope, don't have that. Oh, do you have it?
It's a level 2 feature.
Of course you
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Sorry. I've mixed your two characters up. Yes,
Nice.
you most definitely have Song of Rest with 9 levels in Bard. My bad.
Damn right.
Sure hope so.
In my head somewhere, you were like a full druid of stars there with like a level in Bard. I don't know.
That is-
Wait, which character was it? Which character of yours was it that was the druid?
His
Tomorrow.
tomorrow is his druid.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be confused, alright? I run 3 sessions a week
Yes,
and
you are. You're very
I
allowed.
have many
It's
players
fine.
who are in multiple of them.
Oh yes.
Yes, my artificer who famously sung all the time.
Don't worry, tomorrow I'll ask you if you're using Bardic Inspiration.
Ah,
Nope, sorry
Anyway,
guys,
back to the point.
back.
Yep, Song of Rest is absolutely fine. You can do all of that shenanigans. You can also, over that time, discover something from Sharon, which is that the oil that you're carrying is not the poison that Chivalry's chef detected.
what?
But the traces
I'm-
in the black bottle are.
Mhm.
What is the second unrelated poison?
The second unrelated poison, Sharon will posit, was possibly a plant of some sort. Because the liquid in the black bottle is called liquid night. And it's very rare, and it comes from the jungles of the Pirate Isles.
Some. Where the snake came from? I hold up my dead snake.
The snake does come from there, but yet again, it puts you in a status close to death. The poison used on Chivalry was definitely meant to kill. He will also worry and ask you if you found where the powder was used, because the powder is deadroot powder, and when used in such large quantities like that, remember deadroot was the thing that was used to very slowly exacerbate the heart problem that Ruris had. But a large quantity of powder, contact poison, it could kill quite quickly and quite painfully. So, you guys didn't find out where the powder was used, did you?
No. Okay, this is like the third separate poison? Is that
3
what I'm hearing?
poisons. 3, well, technically
Okay.
4. 4 poisons. 1 was used on Ruris.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the same one we're looking for now.
You're looking at, yeah, as well. Right, the dead
Oh, so we don't know where that was
I
placed.
don't know where it was
Oh.
placed. No.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, Luca did see some stuff that was disturbed. Could potentially be used there.
Do these poisons all have to be ingested?
No, the deadroot powder is a contact poison.
Oh, for
So we tell Chivalry to
Sake.
completely stay away from everything that was left in that room.
throw out your clothes. All new wardrobe.
Don't throw them out, just don't touch them.
It's just this. I won't go
Burn
back
them.
until we are certain. I
Oh,
have nothing there. I can't do
man.
without.
There's like 6 different poisoning plots happening right now. Hoo-wee. Okay, I need to write all these down.
Okay.
The one that
So I'll
Uh,
type it here. So it's deadroot,
Oh,
which
perfect.
is the powder. Small doses can give breathing problems. Large contact dose can result in painful choking death.
Damn.
And then we have liquid night. Difficult to detect. Ingested poison. Used in Chivalry's food. And then some kind of poisonous snake venom. Very detectable if tasted. In dressing for food found in kitchen.
Do we know what kind of poison he tried to use on himself?
Yeah. That is definitely going to be the same thing. That's going to be the liquid night. And upon inspection, he had a fake tooth, which was crushed when he smashed his face into the floor, forcing him to poison down his own throat.
Yeah, we'll definitely mention that so that everybody knows to be aware of it.
Okay.
This far, you've only lost 2 men. They got stabbed and their bodies vanished in the night. Other than that, everybody survived. Isn't that nice?
I think so.
Verity will sort of come down on them. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't suppose... I'm getting married in 2 hours now.
Okay, Verity, we know.
Camping outside.
I don't suppose you could take that man with you.
Sure.
At this
We're
point,
camping right outside. That's so funny.
Oh, what hit me? And Burek sort of comes around and puts his head and shows him easy. And he's like, did they live? No, you live! Job done. Burek is the one who leapt into the burning building to try and save you.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Really respect that. Thank you, Burek.
You're welcome. Did I miss the wedding?
Oh no, don't worry.
Good.
I
Anybody
don't
got any
suppose you
ale?
saw anything when you approached the building.
Lots of fire. Wood stacked up against the building. Purposeful. The fire came from afar.
Oh, really?
It was an arrow. Saw it land as I was getting there. Building
Oh my
took
gosh.
up like there was oil ready for it.
Oh, okay, that's actually very helpful.
He sort of spits out whatever it is Sharam just handed him, and I don't want your tea. Get me an ale.
Ah, try the tea.
So Sharam tries to tell him that it's good for him and whatever, and eventually sort of Chivalry leans over and he won't give in. Just give him an ale.
Alright.
And he sort of wets his throat, and that's better. Come, I'll come with you. Let's give Verity a space. He sort of hobbles to his feet and begins to walk across the room towards you. You notice that both Chivalry and Verity seem like almost reluctant to tell him what to do. He's very respected by them, as you've seen before.
That's nice.
Yeah, he sort of rests on Chivalry's shoulder a little bit, and the two of them, you can see that they were men-at-arms together. They fought in border wars and stuff together. But as you're all then out of the building, so Verity can put on his wedding garb, we'll take a short break. Hello, welcome back. I don't know what the fuck just happened to my voice. Hello, welcome back to Soulforged. It's the day of the wedding. You've got a couple of hours to spare. What are we doing? Oh, what are you doing?
I would like to spend some money. I mean, I don't know what the Hill Tribe people are like for wrapping presents if there's a gift shop, but I would like to find some kind of box or something to put my wedding gift in.
Yeah, sure. I don't know who these hill people are, but some of the Mountain Kingdom people will sell you a box for your...
Yeah, those Hill people.
Those are the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They live in hills.
Okay.
Mountains, hills, same thing. I'm not a size person, so that's fine. I will put it in a box. I'm just actively trying to make Michaela laugh.
I'm trying to eat my cereal.
I know.
You're being a problem.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Right
Do
first.
Anything prior to the wedding?
Do we want to talk to that chef? Or do we think we... Wait. Forget the chef. We have the guy right here. What am I saying? Is he, like, dead? Or is he conscious enough to speak?
He is in a coma, but Sharon will tell you he can wake him up if necessary.
Does it feel necessary, this interrogation? Go down right now?
Do we have an effective way of getting answers?
You mean like
Yes.
some sort of truth zone, perhaps?
We have an effective
That
way.
doesn't sound like a real thing.
You're right.
We do have an effective way.
That's just fantasy.
It's called I break every single one of his fingers and toes until he gives us
I
answers.
hear torture's not actually that
Galvac,
effective.
He was just willing to die for the cause.
Doesn't mean he isn't willing to take a world of pain for it.
Karina's right though. The ye old studies show that that torturing people actually they'll just say anything to make it stop. They won't actually give credible information.
Does Galthak know this though?
I just told you.
I don't think Galvax
I believe you.
Why are you talking about yourself in the third person, Galback?
Literally.
I'm just tempted
You gotta
to
go,
not believe
really
you.
gotta learn to listen. Come on.
Oh, I can
just
absolutely
told
listen.
you.
It's just whether I
Yeah.
believe you or not.
Well, that's down to you.
Oh, Galthak.
It sounds like you just want to hurt him.
Oh yes, absolutely do I.
Well, then in that
That's-
case, there's nothing I can say.
Galthak's got a bloodlust lately. We're gonna unpack that.
I mean, hey, this as far as I'm aware, this guy could have been very much the same guy who started the fire, who tried to kill us. So
That's a good question. What direction did he see that arrow come from?
He tells you the trees outside the city.
Oh. I was hoping it was like...
You can fire longbows from like 600 feet away.
Yeah.
that's true.
That's a little big. Alright.
So there's a time difference between finding him and when that happened.
Hmm.
Big time difference.
Ooh, is the arrow still in the roof?
You don't know, you haven't been there, but considering it is probably made of wood.
It probably burned out.
Well, I'm just thinking, even if there's just the marking where it pierced it, I could try and calculate where it would have come from. And
Ooh,
then follow the arrow.
triangulate.
Yeah, then follow there to see where
Yeah!
it
If
was
Lucas
fired.
shoots from that exact spot, it should land.
Could I try and work that out?
You'd
You
also
have
need
2
to-
hours before the wedding. Are
Right.
we questioning the guy in front of us, or are we going back to the building we were in that burnt down to see if we can find a slight mark of an arrow that might have pierced it in the roof that burnt down to see if we can find where the arrow came from?
Oh yeah,
I-
the
I-
roof
I-
is destroyed.
I mean, I know where my votes live.
Okay,
So
well,
I think I'll revert to previous question. Apart from Luca, what are we doing before the wedding? You're off buying a box. Go buy a box.
Breakfast.
Okay, you breakfast. Okay, what are you doing with the man? Do you want him woken up or not? Sharon will offer.
yeah, why not?
Okay.
Let's talk to him.
Yeah.
He won't be honest, but can maybe get something from him.
Delve into his thoughts.
Oh, genius, genius.
Genius indeed. You cast detect thoughts?
Yeah.
And he is saying death, 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 death,
I
death,
knew it.
over and over and over and over again.
Gotta go
Currently.
deeper.
Yeah. Let's force a wisdom save. And we'll.
Oh, that looks bad.
13. It's a fail.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
What exactly happens on a failed wisdom save? Sorry, I was all prepared with my wedding music. And this is very not wedding music.
Fails.
Reasoning, emotional state, something that largely looms in its mind.
I think we can also try and direct his thoughts, right, by talking to him.
He
Yeah.
is fearful, he is angry, and he is determined to die. Most of what you're getting is, I won't say anything, I won't tell them anything. That sort of
Damn,
stuff.
he's
At the
good.
moment. At the moment.
Can we ask a question very quickly? Who are
Yeah,
you
very
working
much so.
for?
Um,
And what does his inner thoughts go to?
Yeah,
Surely
so
his-
his thoughts immediately go to don't tell him, don't hide him, don't think of him, don't tell him, don't hide him, don't think of him. But he does say him.
Oh, but who is him?
Him.
And
Him.
and after a little while of him sort of focusing, like, don't tell him, don't think of him, don't tell him, don't think of him, you do see a brief image of a girl.
Blonde hair.
I've seen her before, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Galen's daughter.
That's quite a clue already. But I guess only Kai sees this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know how long detect thoughts lasts.
Let's be a little cheeky. You're doing a good job not thinking of him, but not of her.
Oh shit! The mind games.
When you say her, like, there's a flicker of like 4 or 5 different women. He goes to her, but then he pictures somebody who I don't think recognize. You can give me a history check. Then you see Queen Constance. You see Princess Grace. And then what appears to be a tavern hall. 13. Yeah, you have seen a painting of her, Queen Desire. Regal's mother. And then what appears to be a tavern hall. So it flicks through a bunch of women. Queen Constance obviously is the current queen. Princess Grace is obviously the princess. And so on and so forth. There is sort of overriding fear and desire to die. You get the impression that he is more scared of living and or giving away information than he is of dying.
Okay.
He says absolutely nothing. His mouth remains closed. His eyes fixed at the wall.
Can you make him a little more friendly toward you?
Not while concentrating on detect thoughts, I don't think.
I'm not sure what you're implying either.
I just don't know. I didn't know if you had something, any sort of charm.
Like a
something.
charm person?
Kai
Or a
doesn't
calm
charm
emotions? I don't
No,
know.
Kai doesn't do that.
If that would.
You can calm their emotions, but that's not really... And again, you'd lose the detect thoughts, right?
people. Yeah. Have all this cool stuff, but it's all concentration based.
That's the worst, man.
I don't have anything of that nature.
Blow him up.
I could make him fear me a little more. I don't know what that would accomplish, but I could try it.
You see a little smile on his face when you say that.
Okay.
Insight check? Is there- do
Oh,
I
He
have-
appears to be
he's
amused
smirking.
at the idea you think you could make him fear you.
Wow.
Oh,
Can I ask where he got that rod from? I'll just hold it up and see.
He says nothing and stares straight into your eyes.
I don't like that.
He's very he's changed tactic, Kai. He's now, instead of thinking on one thing repetitively, he's thinking of everything. So he's like thinking of every different place he's ever visited. He's thinking of like different plants he knows, different poisons. You see lots of people that he either has killed or has seen dead. There's 5 or 6 different cats at one point that he thinks of. He tries to remember every single person he met in the tavern last night. You know, so his thoughts are now like jumping really fast from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, trying to stop you from getting any sort of hold on anything specific. But one person does reappear regularly. She appears to be a 5 or 6-year-old girl. She has his eyes.
Hmm.
Or even go ahead.
I was just gonna say, are we meant to have no music?
I'm hearing music.
Oh, yeah, I've got music.
Or maybe
No,
I
I
should
don't.
just refresh.
Yeah.
If you don't, Control Shift R. I have tense music.
It's pretty tense. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like...
there we go. There we go.
Oh boy. I'm being
It's just like, God,
interrogated.
this is awfully quiet. No, that's good. Thank you.
Literally, what else would this guy know that we could get him to slip up on if he's just going wild, thinking about everything?
As you guys hesitate, Kai, you do get a snap of his thoughts. He's about to cast a spell.
Wow. Excuse me?
Oh. Well. Just, that's all I say. The 6.
Do I see him?
His hands are tied, his mouth is... Oh no, I guess his mouth is free.
Correct. He doesn't appear to be using any somatic or verbal components.
Well, how bad could it be then?
He doesn't have any materials left on him, so what's he doing?
From that you can assume that it is something different, unusual.
Could be a racial feature.
Uh-oh. What's his race? Don't tell me he's human.
He's human.
Variant.
Wow. This is where we're going, huh?
You get the impression that he's focused quite hard. And that he's planning on it, but he hasn't tried to yet.
Okay. Any leaks on what spell it could be?
Something that potentially hurts himself?
Wowzers.
He's gonna kamikaze himself.
What kind of spell can do that? Can we just put him back to sleep?
Just bop him on the head.
Yeah, like pinch him on his pressure point.
Pinch him on his pressure points, you say? Oh, I had a slightly better plan than that. I was going to clap my meaty hand around his neck and pinch down on his jugulars and
You want to kill him?
bring him to semi-unconsciousness very quickly.
Oh, that's a better idea.
Bring him to half consciousness and see what that does to his thoughts, since you're trying to flurry through them.
Yeah, very much. He changes his thoughts immediately to a sort of please do. And he starts to
He's a
slow
freak,
his own
Galthak.
breathing in an attempt to speed up your suffocation of him and possibly let you succeed. Maybe a bit too well.
I think this guy warned me of this, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Don't do that.
He likes it.
Oh,
freak.
I didn't realize we had a freaky one in our midst.
Mhm.
Very well.
He heard about Gertha. Oh boy.
Oh my God. on that one, I just let go of him and give a hearty chuckle.
I don't know what else we can do with him in this state, honestly. He's unwaveringly loyal to the cause, right? When does anything pop up in his head when I mentioned the cause?
You see that 6-year-old girl? This time
Ooh.
he focuses pretty steadily on it. And then, utilizing his particular ability, he will try and Eldritch Blast himself.
Cool.
I will use reaction.
Mhm. He doesn't.
Is this
He doesn't
can-
use anything, but you do sort of see that he sort of jerks, and as he opens his mouth, you realize that maybe he is using a verbal component in his own little way, but he doesn't have a tongue.
Ew.
Oh,
It's been cut
gross.
out.
Can I counterspell it?
Oh,
He gets
man.
quite agitated at that moment, and sort of he starts like trying to flail out, hit you, headbutt you, elbow, anything he can.
Can I come home yet?
Yeah. If you'll behave yourself.
Great. Then in that case,
Was Luca out doing errands the whole time?
yeah, I
We
was
sent him
getting
out to get a box
box.
because he was.
Yeah.
I was getting
Oh.
a box. So since no one else cares about this wedding present, when Kai sees either his daughter or like little sister, is there daughter? Is there anything distinctive about where she is? Because assuming it's a memory, surely. So like, is there anything distinctive of where she is, or what time of year it is, or anything like that?
No, you see different moments, but a lot of them, the memory seems to be taken from when he's like looking at his daughter from like really close up. He appears to be in a building. There's not much distinctive around, but it's definitely a close-up look. And the emotion related to his daughter is fear. He's
Get him
feeling fear when
regagged
thinking of his
since-
daughter.
Get him regagged since he can't talk to us anyway.
Harsh but fair.
That's wise, I think. What do we do with him, honestly?
Well,
Kai, tell us what he sees with the girl.
How much information do you give Kai about what you're seeing? Specifically regarding the daughter.
All details out loud.
Ooh. So does he react outwardly when Kai starts describing, his daughter? Does he look more nervous?
No, he sort of takes on like a serene calm. It's almost like you now know why he won't talk, so he knows that you know that he won't talk.
That's the conclusion I was reaching also. This guy is not budging.
Kai,
Does
you get quite a
anyone-
clear message. If you're listening to my thoughts, you know that while they have my daughter, I will give you nothing.
Oh,
Aw. I was
They
gonna suggest
have
something,
your
but it doesn't
daughter.
matter.
He doesn't respond to that. He's given that message to Kai, and that's where he's at.
sorry, I was just clarifying on the message. That was all.
Yes, the message was,
Wow.
while they have my daughter, I will give you nothing.
Right.
Relay that.
well, who is they?
Hmm.
Oh, I guess he won't answer.
Hmm.
If you were to tell us who they were, maybe they wouldn't have his daughter anymore.
He doesn't respond. At this point, he's just focused on an image of her and nothing else.
All right.
You do
So-
realize if they have your daughter and they don't need you anymore, they don't need her anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you die, how do you know she's still safe?
He smiles.
Why would they keep
and
a
he quite
hostage for no
kindly
one?
Tells Kai, I don't fight to keep her safe.
Ooh. I don't know what that means.
What's the emotion behind those words?
Sadness. Great sadness.
Bruh. Do you think, like, I don't know, she got her soul taken or something?
Or the threat is that they'll take it.
I had completely forgot about the software. So wrapped
Oh,
up
yeah!
in this royal conspiracy.
Sorry, guys.
I'm like,
Let me
oh, yeah,
remind
that's
you
a
the
thing.
main plot.
Yeah, he doesn't waver, mention anything, even react to that. It's almost like he has no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I thought maybe he meant, they had her in a different sense. But, okay, then I have no idea what he's going on about. I mean, we can't do anything to help him.
Give me any number other than that. There we go. He will decide to tell you that if he tells you nothing, she gets to die.
She gets to die.
Ooh, which means he wants her to die, which maybe she is a Soulforged.
Right?
He had no idea what Soulforged meant.
That just because he doesn't know what it means doesn't mean that that's not happened to her.
Sure.
She gets to die. Man, I don't know. This guy, he doesn't have any kind of distinguishing... Just the tattoo on his body.
The tattoo is an eldritch tattoo, whatever you call it. Spell tattoo of prestidigitation that's being used.
Crazy.
Tattoo of prestidigitation, lame.
Single casting of prestidigitation did a pretty good job in that area.
You don't think it was a single casting? That's why it's burnt out.
The one
come
best
back,
prestidigitation.
Yeah, exactly. Real good one.
Alright. I'm gonna write this cryptic stuff down, but I don't know
You
what
can
else we
continue
can get
tussling
from
with
this
him,
guy.
but I think most of you are gonna be. Yeah.
I think it's also been past a minute.
Oh, is the tech thoughts a minute? I thought it was 10.
Nope, it's a minute.
Yeah, it's been well past a minute. Yes.
Yes.
With that, what are you doing with him? You gonna let him die? That's what he wants.
It feels icky to kill him.
No one recognized this guy, by the way? Verity, Chivalry, any other guys? Okay, so no one recognizes him. Ugh. I mean, we're not getting
I didn't ask you if you're gonna
We
let
are-
him. I asked you if you're gonna let him die.
We are not
yeah.
executioners.
No, he was gonna blast
Yeah,
himself
he
for
wants
sure.
to blast himself to death.
I kind of feel like he should give us more before we allow him to blast himself away.
How are
Oh, you want to try this again later?
You're just gonna leave him tied up and gagged in a corner somewhere. Karen,
Oh,
put him back unconscious.
That's true. I was wondering if his hands were inoperable, so to speak, if he could still Eldritch Blast
Using his
himself.
somatic components to cast it himself.
Doesn't need to use his hands to Eldritch Blast. Okay.
What's jail like in this fantasy world?
Specifically in the Mountain Kingdom where you are?
Yeah, in the
Doesn't
mountains,
exist.
there's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a holding cell
and,
for a day, that's it.
and the other kingdom?
Nasty dungeons full of torture and stuff.
Okay, so really taking him to the authorities isn't really.
Well, I mean, the
great.
authorities are right next to you, right? I mean, literally, Chivalry came out with you. You can ask Chivalry what he wants to do.
He's a bit weird anyway. No, but I mean, like, I thought, like, you know what I mean, like having them arrested and pay for, jail, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you take him to the. There is no city guard in the Mountain Kingdom, right? You know that.
Yeah, sure.
They just kill him.
Ooh, that would be cool if you had a world where it's like in Game of Thrones, the veil, where they just have the big hole in the keep that you just push people down. You know what I'm talking
Cool,
about?
tangent. Back to the point. What are you doing with him?
In that hole, preferably.
If you want to just knock him out again, sure.
Sheriff sort of rolls his eyes and takes out that needle that you saw with the Meditech magic and puts it sort of into his hip, not his own hip, the guy's hip, and puts him to sleep.
Ooh, what is that?
That'd
Where'd you
be
get
funny.
that?
One of the witch doctors brought it up from Jamalian lands down in the south.
You don't say.
Traded long and far for it.
That's
Do
incredible.
you have any more? My dad has horrible insomnia.
No.
Oh man. Can you draw it on my world map so I know where to go?
I also want to go know where that is.
South.
South
Okay.
of where?
Way south.
Just south.
South.
Great.
All
Sure,
right.
I've never claimed to be a man of many words.
Oh, that's fine.
Just the singular.
So you need to know.
Well, I feel accomplished here today.
Yes, one mystery solved.
Chivalry sort of shrugs his shoulders and
Oh, you were here the whole time?
yeah, he's been like right next to you. I did say
Why
that he
didn't
came out with you. Like you can ask him if you want.
I
didn't
didn't hear that.
Okay, cool. He sort of was doing his best to ignore you.
He was
Like
just
that,
quiet in the corner. Why didn't you ask anything, Chivalry?
I'm going to have to wear this to the wedding. And he sort of holds up a doublet. And,
Okay, you're getting off topic. Okay. Aren't you used to wearing this kind of fancy...
I don't have the fancy
Accoutrement.
clothes. You told me to leave them at the other building in case I touch them and die.
Oh, we did tell you that.
You did. So I have this. It's Verity's. It doesn't fit me very well. He sort of gestures. And it's sort of like it's really tight over his over him. He's quite stout and stocky, whereas Verity's a bit taller and thinner.
Well, looking good.
Thanks.
Listen,
So, shall we?
we shall. I'm excited for this wedding.
So you are led to the sort of main palatial building, if you like, of the Mountain King. And everybody sort of files in. It appears that almost everyone is coming. It's the great thing with these sort of tenty marquee-ish kind of buildings, right? Is it's massive. There's about 1,000 people present, which is huge for this sort of place. And everybody files in and waits. Basically, it's very exciting. There is two people who seem to be looking like they're going to preside over the wedding as such. One of them is King Eod, known as Sacrifice in the Mountain Kingdom, who you've seen before. And the other is a strange man. He's sort of dressed quite martially. He has a large sword made of wood. The blade as well is made of wood over his shoulder. He has sort of long blonde hair and blue eyes in the Mountain Kingdom way. And he wears like a leather jerkin, and then on that jerkin are various different like war trinkets, if you like. A finger bone, a strange necklace, what appears to be the hide of a beast hangs from his side. It's very much shamanistic. After everybody is sat, after quite a long wait, finally Verity sort of walks in with Chivalry at his side. No, I do not want intensely fearful music. That isn't what I was looking for. Thank you. Yes, Verity walks in with Chivalry at his side, and they sort of march up the aisle, if you could call it an aisle, really. It's just a separation between two groups of people. And then when Verity sort of gets to the front, Chivalry sort of nods, steps back and puts his hand on his brother's shoulder. And they both turn towards the entrance to the big tent. And through some sort of trick of the light almost, it's like the sunlight suddenly shafts on through the entrance. As in a bright white and golden light, the Princess Katrikan appears. She's wearing a pale blue gown. And other than that, she is completely unadorned. She wears no earrings, no necklace, no bracelet. and no gems of any sort. No circlets, nothing. And as she sort of proceeds down, she walks at her own pace. It's incredibly slow. It's almost uncomfortable to watch. But she doesn't seem in any hurry at all. She is not escorted by anyone. She walks the long journey on her own. Give me an insight check from Kai. Winona, you may give me a perception check.
Yay. And I am perceiving.
One above passive.
23 also.
Okay.
Twinsies.
Hey.
You notice Winona, her give sort of a little grimace, almost like kind of, but like really gentle, like it's almost unperceivable, and she sort of swallows and continues. Kai, you notice that she's sort of determined to do what she's doing, but she doesn't seem happy about it. You must also remember this is the very first time that Katrika and Verity have laid eyes on each other.
And her brother died like yesterday, I guess.
Yes, he did. So she sort of makes her way up, and when she finally stands in front of her father with Verity and Chivalry slightly to her left, she nods first to her father, and you realize that it's not a gesture of sort of she's bowing her head, because he takes a silver circlet and places it upon her head. The shaman then leans over, the blonde guy, and he puts something around her neck, and he puts something on both of her wrists. And as she turns back, you see that she has sort of it's like a leather thong, if you like, with at the center is like this, it's like a ring of leather with different bits of vine wrapped around it. And then she wears two sort of leather, almost bracelets, both of which dangle a long red string from them. And the shaman turns to Verity and reaches out to take his hands. And he places the same leather bracelets on Verity's wrists. He then places Verity's hands one up and one down like that, and then the other way like that, so their wrists are touching. And he begins to bind slowly with the red cloth between the two of them, their hands together. So he speaks sort of quite solemnly of the nature of marriage. And then he asks who will speak out for the courage of Katri. Jonqui sort of stands and... My niece is a fine woman, but her courage is displayed today. After the grief of her brother, she follows his dream in bonding us to Arvenia. It takes more courage than most, I would say. And then the time comes for the courage of Verity to be spoken for. Chivalry recounts some of Verity's sort of escapades in the border wars and stuff like that. To which you get the impression that's a little more traditional and what was expected of the Mountain Kingdom. Especially as a few of the more common rabble sort of, well, hey! And,
they like it.
Yeah. They like hearing his boastful deeds of battle. And you get the impression that, especially as the women fight as well, traditionally at a Mountain Kingdom wedding, that's what would have been said when they asked to speak of courage, you know. You get the impression that Katrikan's words were very unusual in comparison. And then as he finishes binding their wrists together, he tells them to go in light and go in life, and travel bound together forever in life and in death. And he takes the necklace from Katrika and places it over Verity's head, and then unwinds the green vine slowly, and brings that down to her wrists. So they are completely bound together at this point in time. And after a short moment, he sort of lays a blessing, and King Eod stands. Daughter, son, I hope that you find true happiness in this bond. I know that could be difficult, but... He looks to Katrikan. Your mother and I were wedded in circumstance for what the bond brought to our families, but we found happiness and love in time. He sort of nods to her. He takes a small dagger And he slowly cuts each of the binds, the red that's binding their wrists, and the green that's binding his neck to her wrists. As the shaman says, the bonds that bind you now are those of the heart. Go together. And there's a sort of shout up from the back as they can't really hear, but they're expecting the words. As the shaman and King Eod raise their hands together and let us celebrate and let us feast. The marriage is done. Sacrifice looks a little sad.
Where was Regal during this ceremony? I'm
Sat
trying to
in the
clock
front
him.
left row. He has his back to you. You're about 3 or 4 rows back. He sits very still throughout the ceremony. If you look really close, you do see him clench his fist a couple of times.
Ooh. Okay.
But whether that is a clench of victory or a clench of anger, you're not sure. You'll see soon. And you can proceed to the feast. It is outside, and there are streamers upon the table. There are all sorts of various foods and platters and meats and wines and drinks, and there's various people around getting ready to serve. And Verity and Katri can sort of turn and stand between the feast tables. And you see they're handed sort of these glasses, each with a sort of wine in it. And you see him sort of motion and whisper something quietly in her ear. And they sort of raise the toast and they sort of lift it towards their mouth. But you do notice they don't drink. And then instead they sort of fling the wine outwards in front of people. As if it's sort of like a benediction. And everybody is welcome to join in and feast. Go on.
I would like to try and find the bride.
Patrican, yeah, she's quite difficult to miss. She's standing there throwing wine at you.
Sure. Well, I don't know if she then went off to.
No, they stand right there, and then.
Okay. Then I will present her.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment, because we will get to that. So what happens here is like first the king, and then Chivalry, and then Regal, and then Princess Grace, and then Jonqui, and a few others, like the very closest relatives, each approach, and they sort of give their thanks, their blessings, if you like, to the couple.
I would like to watch Regal when he does that, like a fucking hawk.
Yeah, I think you all will, right?
May I make use of the fact that I've drunk that tea and have not used it yet to see if I can see
I don't
anything?
need a check. I don't need a check because, frankly, you've got the inside of a stone. So
Well, I've also made perception for like looking, see if I
you
can
see everything, but you have no idea what it means.
I wouldn't see if he did anything particularly unusual, that was all.
No, just like Chivalry, he sort of bows his head quite solemnly and speaks words to the bride. In fact, you will be able to get close enough to hear them. He gives his very best wishes to the bride, and he knows that marrying in these circumstances must be very difficult for her, but he really hopes that she feels welcome in Arvenia when she does come home. And he reiterates that, I reiterate your father's wish that love is found in this bond. For my brother, I hope that you can find joy in this bonding. Obviously, you've found yourself a wonderful woman, and we're all glad for you. We hope that you remain in the best of health and best of hearts together. Long may it last. He sort of nods and smiles at them. He looks quite genial. But he's, you've seen him.
He has a good persuasion score.
Well, he's very charming. He's always been very charming when he's not talking to you.
Wow.
Chivalry says much of the same. The Princess Grace is a little more sort of recalcitrant. She's a little more like, I hope that it's peaceful. And I'm so sorry for your brother. She sort of pats Katrick on the shoulder, and then it's you guys.
I forgot she's been here this whole time.
Yeah, that was intentional. She's not really involved. As you know, she was added in by me. So
we should have been checking on her during the plot.
She's fine. She's just chilling. She's sort of here when she needs to be and not when she doesn't.
Perfect.
And then you guys can approach. you will be told, and Luca, you would have found out, there is a gifting ceremony to happen in about an hour. So you want to save the gift for then, but is there anything you wish to say to the happy couple? Or not so happy couple, whoever they might be.
No, I'm wishing them the best. I think, honestly, genuinely from the bottom of my deep purple heart, you two are a good match. And, yeah, nothing but the best. God bless. Good job not drinking that wine, I say under my breath.
I will give my congratulations and hope that they find peace in the future.
Okay. After sort of a lot of dancing and feasting, there comes a sort of traditional ceremony of gifting. And the couple will sit, and then each gift is brought to them one by one. The first person to go up to them is Sacrifice. And he brings an old mountain shield out for Verity. He doesn't gift to his own daughter. Megan, not what you want. You then see Chivalry do exactly the opposite and produce a large set of rubies for Katrikan.
Wow.
And they're quite beautiful. And then Regal steps forward. He opens what appears to be a long box, and inside is a perfect crystal flower that he then sort of leans forward and asks if he might append it to her dress.
Oh, hell no.
And she lets him, and it's sort of pinned on, and she doesn't die or explode.
Okay.
Neither does he. The Princess Grace brings, sort of a little bracelet that matches the ruby and the red flower, and you can see the three of them have worked together to make sure their gifts are all coordinated. Probably not chosen by them. And then, there's a few other guests. Jean-Gui brings a very strange gift to Verity. It appears to be a plate. Just a plate.
Dishware's a good wedding gift.
Yeah, but it's just one plate. There's like a slight bit of scroll work around the very outside, but it's just one plate. And she sort of nods and smiles, and perhaps you might use it for your meals. Well, feasting at the wedding.
Caked in poison, bro.
Yes, maybe. You don't think so, Kai, with your ritual.
All right.
Is anybody else doing? Is anybody else looking at these gifts with any other sort of abilities or weirdness? Vortex warping them out the sky into your hands to double check them or anything.
I'll inspect these first.
Something tells me I'm not going to glean anything from these.
No.
I mean, I will keep. I'll do detect magic, but I assume a lot of stuff is going to have hints of it.
Yeah, there's little tiny hints on everything other than the plate, which is like packed full of transmutation magic. You have seen this exact magic on the beaker that Sharim has in his cloak. It casts purify food and drink. Anything that's placed upon it. Quite useful. Good for avoiding getting Verity poisoned at his wedding.
I can see why the gift of the plate now. That makes so much sense.
Well, I was wondering whether detect magic was up because I have no idea how else you would have found that out. But yeah, no poison, no disease, no anything going on. Can you poison and disease for me again? Well, it's just up here actually, isn't it? Let me just scroll up a little bit.
Such a ditty.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool. You don't notice any poison, any disease, any nothing. Well, you might notice some disease, but they seem to be relatively limited to sexually transmitted sores in various places.
Wow.
And a few of the younger gents. Other than that, everybody's fine. It's the old times. Everybody's just got a disease. Somewhere
boy.
they're looking after.
I'm celibate, I just decided.
And then it's you guys' turn for gifts.
Oh boy.
Did any of you bring anything apart from Luca, or is Luca gifting on behalf of the group?
I got a thought our presence was a present.
I got nothing.
Alright, Luca, go first. I don't know. Wait a minute. No, Luca, go ahead. I'm looking.
Sure. I will take a step forward and present them a beautiful, thin, baby blue box with a black ribbon that's tied it, and black satin. And I will present it to them on
To them or
behalf of
to Katrikan?
Oh,
Okay.
on behalf of the heroes of the realm.
nice.
Okay. And she sort of opens it up and gasps with amazement at the gems, and she looks at you and sapphires are the jewels of the mountain.
Oh.
So touching. Thank you.
The way that we thought that was our intention. So it's very much. I'm glad you like it.
Verity gives a sort of very slow blink as he looks at them.
Okay. What is this? What does that mean?
You can see like he recognizes them, but he really doesn't want to say anything. That's his mother-in-law,
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
not
it
mother-in-law,
is.
stepmother. Right? It's his stepmother's jewels. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
It's Queen
Ooh,
Desire's
yeah.
headdress.
Ooh,
Right.
yeah.
So he's seen his stepmother before, believe it or not.
Oh,
For a bit like
okay.
5 years.
Oh,
I will. Would you do
Even better.
us? Would you do us the honor of wearing it
Oh.
in this moment?
And she sort of hesitates for a moment, and then Regal steps up and perhaps I might assist you in putting them on.
Oh, hell no.
We
We need
a. I'm
think we
familiar
need a
with this sort
ladies-
of jewelry.
A
He
lady's
gives a
touch.
smile to Regal.
Karina.
quite beautiful.
Oh,
isn't
he
it,
knows.
Regal?
This hurts.
oh, he knows.
Sapphires might be the jewels of the mountain, but this particular color of blue is indigenous to my to the city where my mother grew up, actually, to the,
lovely.
the county where my mother grew up.
Yet
Quite dear to
another
my
way. Yet another way that these two families are joined.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I live for the drama.
Special reunion. Special reunion.
Messy.
Oh.
And she will.
So does she like it on?
She does very much like them. She's very glad. I would tell you what the name of the duchy is where Regal's from, but do you know what? I've got a blurred map. There we go. He's from Sandford.
Just
No, Dunholm. There we go. Tradeford Dunholm. Got it.
Checks out.
And that is their colour is blue.
Lovely.
Quite close to the sapphires. After which, sort of the next people gift, etc. When the feasting sort of continues, after a while they send for censers, where sort of the mountain herbs, which is just known as smoke, sort of filtered about the place. They're going to be feeling slightly alert, but also quite a little happy. Very sort of pleasantly with it. People will dance throughout the night. Katrikan and Verity do dance, and all of them seem quite happy. Which is nice. And then sort of a bit later, there's a sort of speeches and toasts. Sacrifice stands up and gives a toast, gives thanks to everybody for his for the union, and he also gives quite a touching speech about his son, about Ruris, losing him and how difficult that was, and that he's glad that Rurisk's dream continues in this respect. And then Chivalry stands and gives a speech, and Jonqui stands and gives a speech. Each one of them toasts, and Rurik, who the hell is he? And Regal stands and gives a toast, and he doesn't toast from his glass, he toasts from a hip flask.
I bet he does.
And and he sort of toasts you all, and he takes a big swig from his hip flask and drops unconscious to the floor.
Oh shit!
wait, who took the swig again?
Guys,
Regal.
didn't ping anything walking around with that detect poison.
I think this is a self-poisoning.
Oh, like a self-report in Among Us.
Yeah,
Ooh.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Very gas.
Devious.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make a point of not rushing to his side.
Oh no, look what happened.
Well, Jonqui obviously will rush to his side, amongst others, but you'll see that his skin has turned a sort of dark grey, and she puts her fingers to his neck. There is no sign of life.
Is she telling the truth?
How do you want to find that out?
I would like to see if there's any twitches in her facial expression, or
You're trying
any,
to check her.
like,
Okay, right.
yeah,
give me an insight check.
yeah. Cool. That's 26.
She seems to be.
Wowzers.
And certainly with your understanding of medicine, Kai, you can't fake your skin losing all blood draining from the face, right?
Right. But
Kai, do you want to check the pulse also, just in case?
sure.
You put your fingers to first his wrist and then his neck. You don't feel anything. But the skin is quite hot to the touch.
Do we-
The
the-
opposite with his coloring.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trying to remember what that poison was that faked someone's death.
That's what I was just gonna say.
It's the one from this snake, and then I
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
about that
did-
dead snake I've been carrying
did-
around.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, did it have any other distinct ways of displaying when you take that poison?
You have no idea?
We don't know.
I don't know that we've seen it in use.
No.
Oh,
He had grabbed like. There was that drawer with those vials. Did someone grab like one of each?
Maybe.
You have the vials of poison or the vials of antidotes or the blue vials? Which you
Oh,
didn't-
dear
you
God.
didn't actually identify any of them, did you? Just grabbed
No.
them.
I would think that would be something I would have been doing during downtime.
We
had-
Yeah, I mean,
5 or
you
6
do know
days.
that there were like, you know that there were some vials of antidote, but what it was for, you're not sure.
Okay.
In the commotion of all of this, that's going on, could I have a little look around and see how other people were reacting and what other people were doing?
Good idea.
Shock, horror, fear, worry.
Anyone that stands out as the unusual reactions among this?
Anyone smirking in the corner
Give me a perception check.
besides Luca?
No, it's been more than an hour since you
I
drank
would
tea
like-
last night.
Okay, so I can't use the tea. Right.
No.
Gotcha. I mean, I really wanted to use the tea.
Okay,
that's an 18.
Hours ago. Yeah.
Not bad, Galtha.
You do notice that one man quietly leaves.
Did I catch what the person looked like at all?
You just saw somebody walk out. Brief, sign of a footstep. It's that sort of bodyguard's instinct allows you to sort of notice things in the room that maybe others didn't. You do see somebody quietly leave the room.
In that case, I would like to motion to Winona and Karina. Someone
Yes.
just stepped out. Don't know if you wanted to try to have a look
Oh.
and see what was going on with that guy.
I could follow him.
I will
Good
cast
luck.
invisibility on Winona.
Oh, Karina the goat, and I will follow, or wherever
Okay, so
Galtha
you run
pointed.
out here, I'm assuming. Because it's big, you're outside, right? So when they leave,
Mhm.
the area, they're sort of leaving into the city. Go ahead, Winona, give me a perception check. Or survival
okay.
check if you're proficient.
Oh, absolutely not.
Didn't
Big
think so.
perception. That was a natural one.
Right.
No!
That's not good for you.
Hold on.
You're following for
Wait,
a while.
wait.
Oh.
This won't help. Never fucking mind.
That's a natural one. Cool. Ducking between buildings, the man moves very quickly. And within sort of a couple of minutes, you've lost him.
Damn it! This is so embarrassing. Ugh.
The wedding sort of comes to a bit of a standstill as everybody is fairly upset. Verity sort of...
Can I
Yep.
have put a tiny hut over Regal and surrounding nearby important people?
Ooh.
Just protection from eyes.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I mean, Verity will sort of very sadly say, I would like to cut the wedding a little short if I could. Though, I'm very pleased that my bride and I are united. It has come at a high cost for both of us.
Damn.
I hope this is not a sign of the future that our kingdoms will be bound to.
We know that. I'm trying to remember this. We know that he's poisoned by something that keeps him close to death but not dead, right?
You haven't got a clue. He seems dead.
Okay. But we know of a poison that does that.
You have heard his brother was brewing it. Which...
Mm-hmm.
If it's that poison and that poison's expelled, what happens?
What do you want to try and do?
Ooh.
Realizing that perhaps I hit the music a little early.
Perhaps, yeah.
Karina, you can do lesser
I-
restoration.
I could try that first.
Nothing.
I will cast Lesser Restoration.
Cool. Nothing happens.
Oh.
Oh, that's better. Now we've got no music.
I
I've got
hear
music.
dramatic music.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
Oh boy.
Is there anything greater you can try, Guy?
Mmm.
No.
Restoration that's greater.
Try and raise the dead, but apart from that...
Who
Yeah.
wasted diamond on him?
Give me an hour.
That is up to you.
We have 8 hours of cover sitting here with Regal's undead body.
Yeah, I mean, after about 10-15 minutes, Chivalry sort of... Can we move him somewhere? A bit more private.
This is incredibly private. Just
Yeah.
We are out in the open. My brother did not like the outdoors. We didn't always get on well, but he was a man of warmth and luxury. I prefer to return him to an inner room.
Okay.
We will ask your assistance in moving the body over to indoors, and he asks
I'll
the
oblige.
Mountain Kingdom people for a little bit of peace and quiet. And when they leave, he turns to you all and he's dead then.
Is the body still warm?
Yes,
Mm.
almost hot. Like a fever.
His appearance is dead, but the body's hot.
Considering that I'm basically carrying the guy,
Mm-hmm.
he isn't really dead, is he?
you think that you might know more than the medicine expert because the guy's on your shoulder?
It's very unusual for a dead body to be hot, you know? It's like... that's weird,
It hasn't
isn't
been
it?
dead all that long, right? It's been sort of 10 minutes now.
Fair enough.
But it is getting hotter.
Ooh.
That's not normal.
No, it isn't.
We'll detect magic again.
There is a rife amount of evocation magic in the body.
What the heck does that mean?
The heat is definitely not his body. It is the magic. You will work that out pretty quickly with the spellcaster.
Oh no! Did he come down with a case of explosions?
Uh-oh.
Come down with a case of delayed fireball. Oh dear. No, I can't.
There's something in him. Is this something I think I could dispel?
You think that it might be challenging for you? Mostly because it's multiple sources. Not because it's like you'd have to do a check, but like it's coming from lots of different places.
How many?
It's relatively minor magic. Oh, help me count my spells. It's relatively minor magic, but it's effectively burning. But one thing that Kai, when she makes this connection for you, you'll realize that it's already done a lot of damage on the inside as bits of the body are burning up internally.
Oh my lord.
You can dispel it before the body turns to ash.
Wowzers.
You think, maybe?
Are we certain it's really him?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like he's got a body double and faked his own death?
Yeah.
Oh, a lopple down?
Insight check the body.
Insight check that dead guy.
I'm just saying, there's
Is he
like
lying to me?
I'm just saying,
No,
like,
I'm writing that down. I think that could be
there's both
feasible.
magical ways of doing this, and I mean, I don't know if changelings are a thing in this world, but there are some races who also have this benefit. You know, I'm just saying we shouldn't rule that
Changelings don't
possibility
remain
out.
in the form of another body when they die. You do know that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just saying we shouldn't
Neither
roll
do
out
doppelgangers.
the magical aspect of this.
So this is some kind of fire spell inside of him that's just
Multiple
burning him?
sources of burning, which is slowly going to turn him to ashes.
Oh, my lord.
8 or 9, I would say.
Well, he's an object now, and he has liquid inside him. Could I freeze the water or freeze the liquid inside of his body?
Oh boy!
Kind of cool.
Shape water.
Yeah, I think if you try and shape water, what you're going to get is steam rising through his skin.
Ooh, that's
You
grisly.
freeze and he burns, and you freeze and he burns. It's kind of mean. Kind of cool.
Ooh.
And he probably deserved it. He was a prick.
Can't deny it's
Yeah.
cool.
Tackles.
I will start dispelling around the vital organs and the brain.
Very nice.
Okay. But the skin starts to curl back and burn. Lovely.
Yeah.
You might be able to preserve the inner organs for raised dead, but you're sure as hell not going to be able to keep that corpse looking nice. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before we end?
I would like to get some wedding cake because I didn't get to get any earlier.
I would like to ask for some also. Oh gosh. This wedding trip just gets worse and worse.
You mean better and better?
Gelthak, we need to act sad about this. They lost 2 brothers.
As you dispel the fire magic on the body, you do sense a faint trace of a different type of magic. It's not a school of magic as such, but you have seen it before. It's like a little bit necromantic. You're not entirely sure you can place where it was, but you've definitely seen it before, Corinna. I'll leave you to think about it. That is where we're going to end. MVPs! We come first to Michaela.
Sure. That's what I always tell him. I will, it feels really, out of the tone now, but, yeah, the hill people trade for acorns. I don't know what the hell Josh was talking about, but that was really good.
So basically, there's like this. I don't know what TV show it is, but I saw this clip of it on TikTok, and it's basically this woman goes to like touch this ball, but it's like a magical defense. So this guy shoots an arrow before she gets to it to trigger the trap, and she doesn't say anything. And he's like, "Where I come from, people say thank you," and she's like, "Where you come from, people trade in acorns." It was just
that
really
sounds
funny.
vaguely familiar, actually.
Yeah, I have no idea where it's from though.
But also after that whole discussion about with the princes about not trusting anyone, and then Galthak immediately digging in on the tea and the food with no hesitation, was also very good.
Enjoyed that too.
Yes.
Josh.
So mine is finally giving the bride to be the veil. Was very satisfying, and to have Regal's smug little face be the one to put it on her was just the cherry on top, really.
The last thing he did before he died.
Yeah,
Toxic.
good. I'm glad.
Good riddance.
Jamal?
2 things. First one, ding dong, the Regal's dead.
For now.
I
Sorry,
don't
it had
think
to be
he
done.
is.
Yeah,
I don't
Kai's
think
gonna
he's really
resurrect him.
Yeah.
Nah, trick.
And the second thing, Luca being considered that much of a pain in the backside, getting sent off to do the errands whilst everyone else is doing the heavy lifting of the work. Sorry, that was just funny.
Alora.
I was gonna give it to Regal having to put his own mother's jewelry on Katrikan.
That is so messy.
Just a plus for the wedding finally actually happening.
Jay.
When we were in that inn and Luca went off, saw the guy jump out the window, took a few minutes, then came back down, and Karina was like, "You and how long ago? And you just told us now?"
Ironically, if that hadn't have happened that way round, you would never have seen the guy come back.
Yeah.
Because he waited till whoever was in that room left the room, and then reappeared.
Wow.
Just as Karina was popping back up, going, "What do you mean you didn't call us?"
Alright.
Yeah, we
Noted.
almost didn't have a wedding today.
Unbelievable.
We questioned that guy for so damn long.
Oh yeah, I had another MP.
Yeah, go on.
It was just how we all questioned that guy, and then we just turned around like, oh, Chivalry was there.
Oh yes.
I didn't know he was
That's
there the whole
confusing,
time.
actually. Like, can I turn around to authorities? I'm like, authority is there. Chivalry came out and you like blasted straight past that. But yeah, the wedding is done. You may each take a feat.
Ooh.
You're making it through the wedding. Yay!
And if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.